Alright, so again, we're doing some judo stuff. We learned a little bit about the overhook that day, and right here he does a really good job of pressuring me. I said no more, but he likes to put pressure on, and it's really good. And you'll see there's a lot of movement back and forth because of the push and pull, and here I'm controlling the inside and preventing the ability for him to basically have a straight line to my hips. And then when he turns back in, I grab a quick guillotine. He turns his head in, and when he turns his head in, it basically feeds right into it. He tries to go for a body lock, like double unders, and this exposes his arms for me to grab, and I isolate. A lot of people will tell you not to go on top and stuff like that, but I like to do it because I like to do this crucifix position, like right there. And it's a pretty solid position to hold someone on. It's not fun to get put in, I would say, personally, but I find I end up there a lot when people go for like single legs, because I don't mind when, again, people go for single legs, because I like to go for guillotines. And when I go for a guillotine, if I miss it, well, I typically can feed it right into that crucifix position because one of them is holding my leg. You see this overhook is preventing a lot of his ability to torsion, and you see, again, sneak that head down. I don't think I choke him with this one. I think I just kind of play around and lift it up because his arm's in, so I'm not like trying to choke him. I'm more trying to just move him around, use it as a transition. You're going to see him basically, lean to one side, protecting his knee so he doesn't get hurt. And then I'll put a hook in, and I'm going to rotate him so we end up on top position. Gotta protect your partners. Don't pop no knees or nothing. And you see I'm not choking him with the guillotine position, using it as control to get him to basically lay flat now. And then here you'll see I maintain chest-to-chest contact. And then I also torque his hip by controlling his foot here. You know how most people will tell you to trap and roll? Well, he could try to trap and roll that, but because it's under torsion, like tension, I should say. I don't know if it's torsion or tension, but I'm keeping control here, and then this is making it harder for him to move. And then he starts to get worried about the wrong things, and then when he comes up, he's worried about his throat, and doesn't stop the paper cutter choke. I don't really like using that choke very much. I don't think it's like super successful. I mean, obviously you can just crush someone's throat that way, and in a real fight or something, I usually jerk down, push into it, but I personally don't think it's like a super like helpful one in no-gi jiu-jitsu. I mean, if it's there, it's there. I like a bunch of silly stuff, but you'll see right here, again, you go for a double leg or a single leg, you'll give guillotines all day to someone who's just gonna snag them. Don't be a giraffe. But like, he had really good penetration there, so I give him the leg again, and like here you'll see instead of going for a guillotine, what I do is I do a modified rear naked type of choke. Instead of going all the way around, because I don't need to go all the way around, I basically get the choke on and then squeeze just a little, because you don't need a lot, not from that position. I know that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense just talking through it, but if you look at it, it's just a neck choke. Anytime that you can basically control both sides, just like even right there, if I chose to try to squeeze his neck, it wouldn't be a very successful choke, but you could still choke him there. And here we have over-under hooks, and right here that would have been a good throw if I knew how to throw. So instead of throwing, I go for a push-pull action, and the push-pull action leads to mount. And you'll see I'm start working on going to high mount, but he's not really doing a whole lot with his hips, because you see I have pressure instead of like a modified knee on belly right there. So I slide into side control, isolate a limb, come higher up, and you see I'm putting active toes and pressure, so I can easily slide into mount because his hips don't have a lot of control there. And because I get limb isolation, it makes it real easy to go into a arm triangle. I'm pretty sure that's what this one ends up. Yep, arm triangle, and then arm triangle. Once it's this deep, if they're pressing into you, it makes it a little difficult. And if you don't get to answer the phone and then do some other things, it gets real hard if you're a little late to it. It's easy to tap to. But arm triangles and triangles are great submission. One of the 5 in my personal opinion. High percentage. Yep, so he's gonna work something a little different. Arm drag, I'm just gonna stay loose because I don't mind going with motion. Doesn't really bother me just spinning around, because if I'm at that distance, you've got to come to my legs to do much of anything to get me to fall. You've got no hip control, and I try to do again a hip toss, but didn't quite work, and then so I snuck back in on the rotation for a guillotine, but then we had time to stop. So